In today's video, we're diving into the part of you that's been silenced, feared, misunderstood, shamed. The part that doesn't smile on command, that doesn't shrink to be liked, that doesn't play nice to be loved. The part of you that is wild, intuitive, unapologetic, magnetic, and completely free. The dark feminine. Whether you identify as woman or man, this energy lives within you. It is not about gender. It is about essence. The dark feminine is not evil. She is not chaos. She is not something to be tamed. She is power without permission, truth without apology, desire without shame. She is Lilith, Kali, Medusa, Persephone. She is the storm, the seductress, the boundary, the mirror, and she has been buried inside you beneath centuries of programming that told you to be small, to be quiet, to be sweet. But she is rising, and she rises not in rebellion, but in reclamation. Because you cannot be whole if you reject the parts of you that don't fit the good girl mold. You cannot be fully expressed. If you are still afraid of your anger, your hunger, your power, you cannot truly love yourself. If you still believe that being soft is divine, but being fierce is dangerous. Carl Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." This is what the dark feminine invites you to do, to stop editing yourself, to stop abandoning yourself, to stop performing for a world that profits off your disempowerment, and to finally ask, what have I been afraid to be because they told me I shouldn't? The dark feminine doesn't ask for love. She commands it by being fully herself. She doesn't beg for space. She becomes space. She doesn't chase validation. She becomes undeniable. And it's not because she's louder. It's because she's clear. Clear in her no, clear in her body, clear in her worth. This clarity can feel threatening to those who benefit from your confusion, but clarity is the medicine. We are taught to be light, to be pleasing, passive, pleasant. But light without depth becomes superficial. Kindness without boundaries becomes codependence. Forgiveness without truth becomes self-betrayal. The dark feminine brings the depth back. She teaches you to alchemize pain into power. She doesn't bypass the wound. She walks straight into it. She knows that grief is holy, that rage is sacred, that desire is divine. She's not here to fit in. She's here to liberate. But most of us were taught that this part of us was too much. So we buried her. Every time you swallowed your anger to keep the peace, you buried her. Every time you said yes when you meant no, you buried her. Every time you stayed small to be liked, you buried her. But she never left. She just went underground, into the dreams, the body, the symptoms, the silence. And now, she's ready to return. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about releasing who you were taught to be. To remember what it feels like to walk into a room and not wonder if you're too much. Because you know you are exactly enough. To speak your truth without trembling. To feel your desires without shame. To move through the world without needing permission to exist. This is the dark feminine. And when you embody her, you don't become dangerous. You become whole. There is no power more feared than a woman who is no longer performing, no longer pretending, no longer proving. A woman who has remembered her fire and no longer apologizes for the heat. This is the woman who is no longer bound by the good girl spell. Because the good girl isn't good. She's obedient. She's quiet. She's pleasing. She's exhausted. She says yes with a smile, and then cries behind closed doors. She forgives too fast. She trusts too easily. She gives without boundaries and calls it love. But the dark feminine knows better. She doesn't fear being called a bitch or a witch or too much because she knows who she is. She doesn't weaponize her pain. She transforms it. She doesn't seduce for validation. She radiates from self-possession. She doesn't manipulate. She magnetizes. This energy lives in every woman, and in every man willing to reclaim his depth. It's not about being soft or hard. It's about being whole. Jung taught that the shadow is not evil. It's simply unconscious. And the dark feminine is nothing more than the feminine made conscious. In her full range, she can birth life or burn illusions. She can soothe or silence. She can nurture or say no, and all of it is divine. Your softness is sacred, but so is your edge. And until you own both, you will live in fragments. You are allowed to be fire and water. You are allowed to be gentle and wild. You are allowed to love deeply and walk away. You are allowed to be all of you, without explanation. And if something in you is rising right now, if your body is remembering a power that has been buried too long, subscribe to Sophia today and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video on your transformation. And if you're ready to go deeper, download the Shadow Work ebook linked below. It will help you meet the hidden parts of your soul and bring them back to life. So what does it mean to embody her? This dark, raw, radiant power. It means reclaiming your time, your energy, your attention. It means choosing your truth over their comfort, your boundaries over their expectations, your soul over your performance. It means trusting your intuition even when logic disagrees, even when they call you crazy, even when it scares you. Because the dark feminine is not here to be understood. She is here to be felt. She moves in cycles, not timelines. She blooms in chaos. She creates in the dark. She speaks in symbols. She heals through initiation. She teaches you to stand in your body as sacred ground, not an object, not a commodity, not a trophy, but a temple. When you embody her, you stop seeking love. You become the source of it. You stop chasing safety. You become it. You stop waiting to be chosen. You realize you were the portal all along. This is the return. This is the integration. This is the medicine of the modern feminine soul. Not to become more agreeable, but more authentic. Not to be softer, but to be honest. And if this has awakened something ancient in you, a power long denied, a truth long silenced, subscribe to Sophia today and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video on your transformation. And if you're ready to dive deeper, click the link in the description below to download our ebook on shadow work. It will guide you into the hidden places within, where your power was never lost, only waiting to be remembered. Because this path is not just about reclaiming your softness. It's about restoring your sacred fire. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not wrong for your power. You are what the world tried to silence. And now you are rising, so rise with her. And if this video moved something within you, click on the next one now to explore how to stop betraying your truth in the name of being loved. Your liberation has already begun. Keep going.